Alright, I think we are live. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of our Langrisser mobile series. And today we have reached the finals. 1 second. Oh my god, where have I posted? There we go. Now we go here. And one more place. There we go. Alright. No, wait, there's one more. There we go. So, we are reaching the time of the finals, and it is the time to put our money where we think it should go best. So we have now our 12 tickets, and what do the numbers say? Ooh, so Lukcid is favored greatly. I mean, I would favor him too, but we have seen solid gameplay by Fresh Prince, so you know what? Just like always, we're gonna give the underdog here the aid. Therefore, no matter who wins, we'll have a fun match for sure. So, we have seen yesterday the matches going between Lukcid and Autorun and Fresh Prince and KO. And both Autorun and KO fell at the semifinals, which is an amazing performance anyway. And Fresh Prince and Lukcid advance. And what's important here is both Lukcid and Fresh will get to see a little bit of the information that otherwise would not be available of each other. Of course, there's still always the type of changes that could be surprising. For example, if Fresh Prince decides to change land use to Lancer, that is one of the possibilities. I don't remember if yesterday he was already like this or not. But in general, those are the changes that you could do to try to surprise your enemy a little bit. We have seen that Lukcid favors SP Elwyn, for example, so there will be no problem with the land use, and Hilda's probably gonna get first banned anyway. But because of that, it may not even be worth to start the box with a juggler if you're sure that you're gonna be facing that SP Elwyn anyway. There was also some information for Fresh Prince that Lukcid is capable of going Rush. Let's see, what's the time? 3 more minutes. So he may want to have some prevention against that, some stronger tanks, some AoE heals, Rosensia preference, and so on. Alright. I think something we didn't do yesterday is check on the card of Fresh Prince. I believe I may have heard the person who is piloting, the name of the person piloting this. Absol was here. Yeah, that is indeed correct. I think it was Absol. But what's pretty cool to see is that there's a preference here for crossover heroes, which are also my favorite, so I'm very happy. Buzzle, sporting the classic build with Swordsmith's Medal. I don't think we'll see Ren, but obviously she's amazing at some PvE encounters. High power juggler means a high HP juggler. So this is the typical unkillable bomb if you cannot fight against all of these stats. I think that juggler can go up to a very ridiculous number of HP. Don't think we'll see Lana. This is probably another PvE hero, but we may see a Diglett, and we already see, of course, the Breeze possibilities and the anti-assassin tech, which is quite surprising that it's still hanging around, because we've seen a very clear lack of assassins in the latest matches here in Apex. I don't think I've seen a Serida in any of the latest matches, not even in the boxes, not even as replacement. And he is all but gone at this point, since he kills himself quite well with his new powers, even though his 3C is out. Actually, the same for Seri. She's also having a 3C, but I guess there's no room for assassins right now. Some of these units are ridiculously tanky, and there's not much people can do. Alright. We must be minutes away, if not seconds. Seconds was actually correct. Let's go back. I hope your current encounters of the challenge and the event are going well. I still owe myself 2 of the challenges, but I did at least all of the farming. And we will see if I take some cheesy strategies to get the last 2 done. I've done all of the other challenges so far, so it was a little bit harder than usual, but here we are. Okay, any second now the matches should be starting. Of course, I have to click the correct thing. Come on. For real? Ah! Now we should be able to see it. There we go. And it is on. Okay, so what do we see? Indeed, not many changes. Wait, I see an Albedo. I don't remember Albedo being there yesterday. So actually, is this a 4-tank composition? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. No land use? No land use indeed. Okay, interesting choice. I do know that Albedo is more than capable of tanking SP Elwyn, even though she's actually a sword. The pure damage reduction that she gets is significant against SP Elwyn. And I think some of her buffs cannot even be dispelled, so that's pretty good. What do we see on Lukcid's side? Any change? Starting with Mariel, that is one of the changes. But other than that, this is a Rachel. I don't remember seeing a Rachel last time, so that's very interesting also. Quite the interesting choices. Okay, match is starting soon. We are ready to go. All right. My god. I cannot wait for Season 7 to begin. And I guess we'll get maybe 1 week of breathing time. Because otherwise we'll start right away to the beats. What else do we have here? Just gotta wait those 30 seconds. If they are eternal to us, just imagine how long they are for them. Making sure you have all your notes down. I see an Illustrial here. I don't think I've seen Illustrial before at the start for Fresh Prince. So both very long legs and very tanky heroes. That's quite the interesting combination. I still see a Gizarov. I'm quite surprised to see Gizarov on Fresh Prince. Right now, I don't know who benefits a lot. I guess Juggler at best. Not quite sure about that Gizarov pick. Not pick, just inclusion in the box. Alright, the bans begin. Hilda is a great candidate for ban. There we go. And Hilda once again. It seems that like I'm the only one who doesn't ban Hilda anymore. First pick, land use. Going for the safe route. You do not have enough information about your opponent to know what you can tank and what you cannot. So always the land use safe choice. Juggler may get one shot, and that's not something you want with your tank on game 1. Bans here could be oriented towards the healers. There's 3 of them. But what I would do, especially if there is a land use pick, is take out Rosenciel and Rachel. But since there's an abundance of healers, Fresh Prince decides to go for the damage. So Julia is gone and Himiko is gone. Himiko ban signals I am not really willing to pick a lot of debuff or cleansing. So he may end up going for Deedlit or even a Florencia. But for now we see an Albedo pick. Out of all of the possible tanks, Albedo here is the only one without a faction buff. Since Hilda and Juggler can buff themselves. but there's no time and there's no dark faction buff here. I think I would have loved to see a Licorice instead of Gizarov. Maybe it would have fit better, but what do I know? Actually, you know what? Exactly that. What do I know? Bans go to Julia and SP Elwyn. There are no intentions to meet them. I think even though this is Lancer Landius, he just doesn't want to get that defense dispelled. One of the advantages of Albedo is that her passive block can never be dispelled and is actually one ring wide, which means even through a double SP Elwyn dispel, you are still able to tank for a lot of people. And this is a map where Alustriel is ridiculously strong. However, I don't think she can kill an SP Sigma if SP Sigma is tanky enough. But Alustriel can basically walk the entire map in any direction that you want. So she's very, very, very difficult to handle. The advantage of picking someone like Alustriel at this point is basically nullifying the availability of an Ares, so he's probably gonna be able to leave Ares up. I think maybe in that case Hobo can make an appearance here. Technically all three people are all Yeles. Alright, the prediction was correct. Hobo here will try to calm down a little bit of this Alustriel power. And he doesn't even need to faction buff, at least not in this current setup. So he'll be able to bring a lot of cleansing. A lot of AoE. And what would Absol do? I mean, Tensika would be a great move to stay on the offensive, but I think you need a healer at this point, so either Rosenciel or Deedlit. I think I would have liked Deedlit even more here. Because I don't know if you really expect a very outdrawn battle against the Lukcid setup right now. But this was the choice, and you know what? Rosenciel is ridiculously solid in this setup anyway. But can you get a buff on her? I mean, Tensika could at least get a strengthen, so maybe there's a point in giving her that. There we go, it is now gone away. And the other alternatives are a Deedlit for Gospel, which would be a little bit overkill. I don't think they will go for that. Even though Deedlit right now could go with infantry and try to kill that possibly Lancer Landius, but that's maybe too much of a risk. Ares would still remain a very smart choice, very strong choice too. SP Elwyn probably gonna fall short against Albedo, but already Forbidden Healing could be quite strong. If of course if you do dispel the debuff prevention from Rosenciel. Ooh, interesting. A Gizarov pick. I'm actually quite surprised to see so much trust in Gizarov. There is debuff and dispelling involved in what Gizarov can do, but again, fighting against this Hobo, things will get a little bit trickier to move. If conditions are not met, you can only move one tile of Hobo's field with the Magic Construct. So that may just really push things back. And one very important thing here is, okay, Florencia as the final pick, I guess for some healing, because there was none actually. That was quite a surprise. And the other point to mention, I wanted to mention is the 3C from Hobo here is very capable of pushing the tank away, because I don't think Albedo comes with innate pushback protection. Okay, SP Sigma as the second pick. Both very strong targets that can attack continuously ignoring guard, and that's quite dangerous. So I don't quite get what Gizarov is doing in this composition. Even like Licorice here would have been such a difference. Licorice would have provided faction buff here if wanted, and if not, she would have been able to cleanse the ground of Aldius painting. But we will see. maybe I will have to eat my words, and Gizarov will prove key in what is to come. Right now, skill selection and troop selection is coming. We will see what the gamble is on Landius. I don't think Sigma can really afford not grabbing the sword attackers, but that means maybe there's a reason for Lancer Landius to have the cavalry as backup. Of course, Royal Cavalry troop, that's what I'm trying to say. Interesting that we're seeing both SP Sigmas. I know that it's a strong unit. So we will see how they try to counter each other, because basically they have the same range, right? So dangerous one way or the other. So everyone, what are you expecting out of Season 7? Are you hyped about the new heroes to come? I know I am. Kruger and Vincent are just around the corner, and they will be my best inclusions in my box as of late. Alright, so Lancer Landius indeed with Guardian Infantry in order to try to counter some of the damage possibilities. Elven Archer in particular, wow. But range 3 anyway, so Alustriel here spotting an Or's bow, still being able to use 3 range if needed. A little bit weird because she has only 2 range skills, right? 2 range. So if you want to attack with a skill, you kinda need something else. It's a little bit shame that we cannot see the preview here for how far Alustriel can go, but I guess we can try to calculate it. Like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, I think right now maybe she can stand up to here and like shoot Oldius if that's what wanted. Interesting. So the painting already begins. This would limit Alustriel's movement a lot, but the painting is a little bit too close to comfort. I think I would have preferred one more tile, but again, my critique is very easy from behind the comfy chair and no computer. Alright, the debuff protection begins, and there's an insistence on keeping Albedo as buffed as possible. Damage dealt, I think it was probably a random Tinio. And once again we see the bishop instead of the Holy Maidens. So we'll see if this bishop extra healing is enough to keep everyone up. And there is one faction buff here and nothing here and nothing here. Okay, so Gizarov, not sure. Oh my god, also wizards, very interesting. I mean, after all, wizards are strong at attacking, and sometimes with Gizarov that's the only thing you can do at the end. But it begins with just a simple summon. So someone got the healing and the self-destruction. Actually, that's one of the best ones. Self-destruction here allows you to dispel 2 buffs from enemies. And if you pile on this with a 3C, you affect everyone with 2 debuffs and also you remove 2 buffs. That's pretty good. And that means you can actually do it twice because, of course, the new construct gets the same constructions, that's what they're called, or upgrades, I forgot. That's the previous one. Renovations, there you go, that's the correct name. Alright, faction buff on Edwin. Right now Albedo is not afraid at all. Actually, what are the techs of Albedo this time? So the 3C shield bash, quite straightforward. There we go. And then the Aegis. So barb, basically. A very strong barb. Okay. And the defense is only up to 800. There's no one here to provide that defense, right? That defense buff. Okay, so maybe there's a fishing from Rosenciel on trying to implant some pseudo faction buffs here. It kind of worked out, it's just on attack instead of defense, which is not quite wanted, since she has attack conversion. Okay, Ranger's Eye. threatening that Rosencia. Is there a chance he could do that turn 1? Turn 1, round 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, there is a chance, and honestly, without the Holy Maidens, this could work out. And if that's the case, that's gonna be a really fast match. Or did I do the math wrong? Three. 1, 2, 3. We will see. So what is going on? Nope, goes for the push, pushes everyone back away, paints the whole ground and retreats. Okay. That's a little bit of extra time then to decide what to do. Make sure that Alustriel cannot do a lot, but there's something Alustriel can do that opponent cannot really do against anything, which is to move to a ridiculous top position, like somewhere around here. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, and this is also kind of bad news for the construct that you won't be able to go through too many of these tiles. Like right now, he cannot even reach this position. Of course, you would arc down here. That's quite strong already. How long does the painting last? Is it 2 more turns? I think it is. 2 rounds and then 2 more rounds. Okay. One of the cool things with ults you can do is you can just still poke people away. So you can shoot at Landius here even though it's not a lot of damage. Rather than just waiting it out, you can just pass time just like that. You hit here, you run away with your retreat. But at the very least, you put in a little bit of damage. Since in this particular turn, Florencia cannot heal back just with a single heal. Because of course, Oldius is standing in the way. Alright. Cats are trying to have a fight. In the heights. Yeah, backup timer begins. It's a good question if you really want to deal any little bit of damage. Because one of the advantages of fighting a Landius is at 3 range he doesn't reflect anymore. He doesn't counterattack anymore. But of course, you're not really doing much, right? You don't expect. Maybe even removing the troops is a lot of wishful thinking. That is, after all, a 1000 defense Landius. That's why I'm really surprised about this pick. I'm surprised that they Sigma decided to go with the faceless. I wonder if the damage is just that good. Oh, but the troop is not even fully leveled. That's quite a surprise. That may have been a miscalculation. I think I would have favored the sword people a lot more. But what can they do? They increase the chances to crit, right? Yeah, so at the very least they are assisting so that the targeted enemy can receive crit. But that may not be good enough here. Okay, so assassin soldiers can launch range attacks. And attacks made in a 3 block range ignore guard. Okay, so you have to get really close with SP Sigma. And then teleports to any block within 1 block range. and deals 1.4 damage to them before entering battle. Unit becomes immune to melee damage penalty. Okay, that's complex. Gains immune effect. Okay. That's 2 turns. When the shadow is active, neither side soldiers can attack. Damage is dealt directly to the enemy hero. Yep. The battle unit restores 50% of HP. And a bunch of things. Very interesting, but you have to get really close. Freeze helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's still not in range. The pushback of all these 3C really made a difference here. So honestly, I think the best option for Fresh Prince here is to wait out a bunch of turns. Oh my god, he actually could make it all the way. Did not expect that. And once again, without the Holy Maidens, your protection is basically gone. We'll see if there's at least a counterattack kill. Nope, not even a kill. It's pretty bad. Even though this unit is most likely dead, it is still annoying that it's still alive. And I think on some occasions he could deal some really good damage. Okay, troops are gone. That's annoying, especially because I guess you do have this random healing, but it's not gonna be too useful. Okay, so it seems to be time to explode this. Hoping for an easy kill. There we go. And transformation. Not sure if it's a trade that you're looking for, but this is how things happen. So Lukcid showing once again that going rush is the way to go. In any case, as long as these tiles remain, Alustriel is not really in a position to engage, but there's bad news going on, because as if it wasn't enough, if you give Florencia the ability to hit 2 of your heroes, then... wait, 3? There was a rush given. Okay, that makes way more sense. In any case, Florencia's again is still a danger, so I think you would have to get hit by the AoE twice, which, okay, it's very unlikely at this point. But yeah, if there was an again, then this turn would have been very, very aggressive against yourself. SP Elwyn can absolutely reach, right? No problem. But Albedo continues to tank, so that's not a problem. So if you see things lining up your way, what you could do with Alustriel is put yourself in position so that you can attack Florencia next turn. I'm pretty sure that with skill you are able to kill the Florencia, and at that point it becomes a very close deal of who punches the other person hardest, at least on their tanks. And honestly, this SP Elwyn, with Masked Maid, oh, what an interesting choice. I mean, obviously this is meant as a counter to the clearly obvious counter pick of golems, of lancers, but that means also that he can only move 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, and then basically a chivalry 1, 2, 3. So right now he's very much out of range, and still, because you are cavalry, it's very hard to go through forest, so your main line is the only way. I believe at this turn these 2 tiles should wear off. Oh yeah. Ooh, there's a rush. That's very interesting. Okay, this basically signals Fresh Prince that he cannot put Alustriel too much out of position. Maybe here is like the maximum you could currently afford, because otherwise Elwyn may just punish you at the start of next turn or something like this. Very interesting. I think I still would visit here, counting on these 2 tiles to disappear for the at the end of the turn. and you're still protected doubly by this, since the AoE, even if it's spelled, you still tank in a ring. So that's pretty good. So yeah, if you can snipe this Florencia, it's not completely over. If you cannot, well, did I call it or not? There's a breeze. The thing is, it's gonna get really hard. 1, 2, 3, it's enough for an attack. We will see how good it is. We will see if the counter tech worked out. But the thorns, oh my god. But yeah, the counter tech worked out perfectly. And now Elwyn is in a very ridiculous position. But I think Elwyn right now could be easily killed up by Gizarov. Yep. And there's actually no way for him to survive, because if he kills this, then it explodes. But there's not even a chance. So very interesting choice here by Lukcid to try to go in with Elwyn. I mean, he did the job that he was meant to do. But do you have enough now? Hovo's skills should be up, right? It has been indeed 2 rounds. But where do you place it to save your Florencia? And at this point, there's something very cool that you can try to do. Of course, if you snipe this Florencia, which is to just wait it out. Because you have a construct with a lot of skills already. But what did it gain? So extra damage on AoE, if it dies, extra damage, and more dispels. And then it has the damage resistance portion as well. And the attack range. The only thing it's missing is the movement. That would be really good. So with Gizarov, you're bound to just wait it out a little bit, accumulate more renovations, keep sending whatever summons you can, because soon enough you should have cooldown to summon again. There was 1 death with faction buff, which means it's at 4 turns cooldown, I believe. No, 4 rounds, that means it's 3. It did it on turn 1, and that means next turn you're already able to summon. So that's pretty cool. Alright, a painting here on Illustrial, and actually the main goal here was to get in the way, so that Florencia has to build some safety by staying so far away. And we will see what this turns into. I think it could be really tricky to stay here. And I'm not sure how the interaction goes, but I think we will see at the end of the turn. I believe this painting does not work quite as Lukcid is expecting. I think the overlap will kinda kill some of these tiles. I'm not sure. We'll see. Like I don't know if the debuff is renovated. That's the tricky part here. But yeah. Oh, that was unexpected. What was the purpose of that? I am a little bit confused here. Oof. What was that? It's the time. The time remaining is flying down. Okay. I understand. No, wait. Okay. So that just happened. That indeed just happened. You do have first turn, next turn, but is there anything you can do right now? I mean, on the other hand, you may have been wanting to save your tank's life, because this attack would have obviously also killed the tank instead. Very interesting questions. Okay. Yep, as mentioned, the interaction here a little bit tricky. No, never mind. There was a renewed effect. It's only on these tiles, but it does work as it is intended. New faction buff, which means the movement is now there, which means the construct may start to circle. You don't want to attack right away with it, because there's obviously no permanent damage to be done. But it's now time to circle around and wait a little bit until the fog pushes both fronts forward. I think I would have liked, rather than an escape from Albedo, I think I would have preferred to see an attack from Allostriel on Landius troops, so that the Guardian infantry would be damaged at the very least, and then with that hope that any of Albedo's triggers reducing the damage taken. That would have been quite effective. After that, you can even counter with a stun, and there's increasing possibilities out of that. But now we'll see how this goes on. Okay. What's really cool about Albedo is that the Crystal Molders keep healing every turn. And that's a bunch of health that you can get back. After all, troops are quite important in fights like this. Okay. Alright, Sigma gets in position. There is a Tranquility, so Florencia can get all the way to here. And could even AoE. No, never mind, she cannot AoE right now. So do you really want to be close? I think you do. Actually, I think you super do, because threatening the AoE possibility is quite strong. Interesting that we're not attacking yet with this. I think I would have waited for the last turn and then gone in with it. You at this point you kinda want it to die, right? Because you want to keep cycling with the new one. You have 3C again, you have the normal explosions again. There's buff dispelling here, you could be removing the guard. Many interesting choices. Okay, action buff goes up again. And the thing is, Florencia right now can shoot 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 quite far. So maybe you actually have to move out of the way, somewhere around here. Which is unhappy because you just got your movement. So she can go here or here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But at that point you are unprotected, so it's not really a happy idea. Interesting staying so far away. I guess there was a calculation. Sigma can actually move 4 here. So Sigma could absolutely try to attack whenever he wants, but now is not the time to attack. Damage taken -20, that is quite big. Another light array deals a little bit more damage. This is very dangerous. I'm really surprised that there were no attacks with the construct. I think this may have been a mistake. How does the stun work? Does it before? Yeah, before entering battle stuns. So could be used just to keep them away for one turn, forcing them to use Florencia's heal in order to be able to move. Because when else are you gonna use that stun with this unit, right? Oh, there's a new Ranger's Eye. That is cool. Yeah, but Florencia has the 3C. And with 3C comes a bunch of damage. And may even kill some people. Kills absolutely no one. Fine. Rosensius protection from 10 years ago. Alright. Well, this could be a kill on Florencia. I mean, you could even go for the stun here. When else are you gonna be able to use it? So you go for the stun. It passes the turn. You go for the 3C. Hope for a kill. Yep. If you get a kill in Florencia, the game is not over. If you don't get a kill, never mind, Florencia disappears. And you heal a lot. Oh, that's such a tasty heal. Any of these two can attack and kill, that's not a problem. But any heal is always good. And sadly, Albedo won't be able to position herself to cover. But it's important to start now gaining these positions. It goes for an attack and gets the kill. Yep. It is now time to use the attack and the attack. And you kinda want to go up here, so then you can move your Gizarov here. But you certainly have to start dealing some damage here. I don't think you even attack with Gizarov. But you... Oh, interesting. Do attack with Gizarov. You most certainly want to attack with the Constructor. That was quite harsh. Oof. I wonder if Albedo is dead. Because, oof, no attacks. And a buff protection, oof. That is not really good, because you really want to get the talent here. That's 20% attack. And the conversion. But oof, Albedo was super low on damage, of course, on health, I mean. Yep. 1, 2, 3, you can still move in. I think it is time to go for an attack, an explosion, but can you really make it? Not sure if I like this order. I think I would have loved to go in with this first. But we will see. Blood shield, very bad news. Well, the construct did get the healing, and it also got the damage component, so that's very good. That is actually very good. That's huge. Oh my god. Gizarov, if Gizarov does the killing here, I swear I know nothing about Apex. Gizarov! Unbelievable. All he has to do is pass the turn. Oh my god, do you even go for the attack? Do you go for the kill? Oh, oh, insane Gizarov! Ah, I know nothing about this game, of course. Oh my god, that was huge. Oh god. Gizarov, no way. Oh my god, I really thought I had a strong Gizarov, but apparently I know absolutely nothing. Honestly, I did not expect Landius to fall so quickly. Also, the extra life didn't proc. I was a bit confused about that. Because he had not died yet, right? I don't know. You know what? Congratulations to Fresh Prince, that was an amazingly well played game. And I seem to have yet a lot to learn about Gizarov. I wonder actually if the spiders would have made it... Ah no, because Hobo is holy, so bringing the spiders here would have gotten Gizarov killed immediately. But that was so cool. So cool. Game number 1, done. On to game number 2. So, with this map, I absolutely expect Alustriel to be replaced for Fresh Prince. I would not be surprised to see more shifting into aerial rush. Bozel, for example. Tensika would be still of great help, so there's no point in removing here. SP Sigma may also get replaced because aligning here will not be as easy as with other things, as with other maps. And let me see, any other candidate? I don't know, but yeah, everyone in the last game of Fresh Prince pick played a role. Even Illustrial did by dying, by offering zone control. So really seriously well played game. A little bit of RNG lag was involved with the renovations on the constructs being exactly what Fresh Prince needed. At the very least, the healing renovation, the damage reduction renovation on attacking. That one is huge. Like it's 40% reduction and 40% increase. That's just ridiculously big numbers. All right, wow, full box change. There's a new Licorice is flying, of course. Iron Rod can jump over the gap. Himiko actually here is amazing. She can make it so that people in the back cannot move forward. So if you really surprise your opponent here, you can literally forbid them from moving. Liko here is great for painting the tiles, the only tiles that are movable, for example. So I really like all of these changes from Fresh Prince. Oh, and that's signaling. You can pick Hilda if you want. I am going to put all the debuffs on you. I love it from Fresh Prince. I love it. Dogo here is the first option to keep the enemy rooted. If you ban all of the flyers, then that choke point is deadly. Rion immediately banned, and Tensika as well. No teleport shenanigans. I don't want anything to do with that. I would not be surprised to see either Liko or Himiko pick immediately. Liana as the first pick. Yeah, the Rosensiel ban was a very huge shout out of I am going to be very mean to your units. And I love it. Alright, even the tanks are being ignored right now. Hobo second makes sure that moving through those terrain tiles will be even harder if that's possible. We will see if that really makes a difference. Right now, of course, with only Liana, no one on the opponent's team really cares about the tile painting. I would have loved to see a Liko there. A Liko on the finals would make me happy. The thing is, everything remaining in Fresh Prince box is super threatening. Except the healers. So you really want to start banning some of those threats. Probably Gizarov. Gizarov gave last win. And what's more important is he can make bodies that block your 2 tiles choke point. If you don't get out of that choke point in time, oof, let me tell you, the fog is really fast. So yeah, Gizarov is absolutely gone. And the next one is Himiko. So, I don't think we will see Liko in that case. Because Liko and Hobo would conflict over what they want to paint. But now that there's an enemy Hobo, Licorice becomes attractive once again. So, that being said, I think you want to get rid of Juggler. I think you want to get rid of Rachel, yes, and SP Sigma as well, that makes sense. I think you want to get rid of Mariel next, if you can still do that. And there goes Bozel. You know who is happy with Mythic Box? Bozel indeed. You know who should be mythical but isn't? Liko. Sadly. But Liko has 7 million other factions, so I guess it is only fair. Aryan Rod also still remains as a possible mythical hero, but I would be surprised to see an Aryan Rod pick. Aryan really signals damage, and what Fresh Prince is going for is blockage. I wonder if even Bozel may get a summon skill. That would be just crazy. Even though Himiko can probably just delete that person. no problem. And with hot, Himiko can just get away. So that's also kind of problematic. So what do you want to do here? Ares? I mean, with Ares, even if you suicide Ares, you can probably pull some people around crazily. Liko indeed. I love it, but that probably means that Bozil will be bringing faction buff. And really, who do you get rid of here? Ares and SP Elwyn? What's the point? I think you get rid of Arianrod and Florencia. Kinda, Arianrod and Ares, probably. I did the correct call. Landius picked to ensure a tank. I think I like Hilda more here in this particular case, but Landius also has a little bit of synergy with faction buff with Oldius, so there is that. Huh. I wonder if Julia will be picked here, even though there's no one to buff her. Actually, you know what? Hobo can buff her. What am I talking about? And on this side, I kinda like Florencia over SP Elwyn, but SP Elwyn is also quite annoying. But I do like Florencia more. So we're gonna be watching a very weird game where I think Fresh Prince is gonna try to corral Lukcid, and Lukcid is of course going to make sure that that doesn't happen. Especially with Himiko, that's actually the trickiest portion. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a sleep on Bozil, especially trying to target that Himiko down. Silences would also be a great attempt, because there's only one Dispel, and that's coming from the summon from Liana. So I'm pretty sure we'll see Bozil with Black Hole and Sleep, and Liko probably with double, of course, Black Hole, Sleep, and Faction Buff, and Liko with double AoE, because those tiles painted from AoE will make a lot more sense. I wonder what Hobo will bring, because the default set of skills doesn't really bring you much here. It actually only affects Julia if she brings unicorns, which may be a mistake in this particular map. So I don't expect to see that. And we know that Landius is Lancer, so it won't affect Landius. Actually, it won't affect anyone else. So what do you really do with Hobo in that case? You bring 3C because you want to push people back into the smoke. You want to bring faction buff probably because you want to buff the dog, and you don't want the dog to bring his own faction buff. And you want to bring maybe lightning instead of the revive. No, it is the revive, faction buff, and 3C. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, what do we see here? Double AoE, interesting. So we are gonna go with power instead of blockage. I would have expected a sleep absolutely here, but here we go. Then the three things. I'm really surprised to see walking members here. I gotta say, I did not expect that. I really thought they would be flying. But hey, everyone now is capable of basically healing troops every turn by just passing. So Florencia is a little bit confused about what to do here in this particular setup. Will Liko go for a painting? No, that is too early. But you know who is very happy about the breeze? It's Juggler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's not enough. 1, 2, 3. Oh, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you could go here. 1, 2, 3. You could also go here. 1, 2, 3. Very cute options. Actually, you even have 2 turns of breeze, so you can take your sweet time. Okay, it's a slow Bozil. That probably means Brazier Bozil. And now how do you position yourself so that Himiko is not ridiculously annoying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Or alternatively, you go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it seems like Florencia will be safe here in the back. And Liana did not... Oh my god. That is quite ballsy. Liana did not bring the angels. I know that obviously Gospel is quite valuable. But I think there will be a lot of AoE incoming. Especially with both Liko and Bozo in the mix. And a rush on Liko already. This very clearly signals I am going to put all the debuffs that exist on the world on you. So I would not be surprised to see a Gospel on Himiko. If you have a Bracer on Liana, I would not even be afraid of doing so. I wonder what we will see. We do have double Master of Ice, so that is obviously an attempt to keep everyone out. This is a good thing here of having brought the Hobo combo, is that Julia doesn't have free movement, which means Master of Ice absolutely slows down, and of course the 3C, this Julia to 1 tile. So with that in consideration, you could jump for example here, and right now Julia cannot reach you. But of course there's a Liana, there's an Again, there's plenty of things that can happen. And of course a Gospel would deny all of that altogether. But you know what Liko could do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come here, paint the entire terrain the other color, and be very happy about all the debuffs that are displayed. But this Himiko is the problem right now. This is also why I would have loved to see Sleep instead of both AoEs. Like Earthquake is such a weird AoE for both of them. Because if Himiko decides to go forward, instead of just simply attacking it so to send it back, you put him to sleep. That's 2 turns where it will just stay there and be very vulnerable. I'm not loving this particular AoE. Got the silence, that's amazing. 1, 2, 3 though, so it can be cleansed, that's not the problem. But it can be cleansed at the cost of a debuff from her own, so that is the problem. And there is no AoE healing, but I think this damage is not quite enough to make a dent compared to Liana's skills. That is still almost 900 unbuffed int. Okay. And the question is, if you do not heal, will this follow up just get a kill? That's very dangerous. Can you even risk it? Yeah, you cannot risk it. So you go for a heal on Hobo. And it may even be a good idea to jump in here. Or to grab Landius, because right now, oh, there is a silence on Liana. I think you cannot afford a Liana without Bracer. Oh, Lukcid, that is very rough. Do you jump? Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely 100% love this jump. I don't love the position of the jump, but you know what? I do love it because right now, Hobo cannot move away and can actually not even push these 2 people. So even the 3C does not really make a difference here. And what's the attack on juggler? Only 2500? Yeah, that makes sense. That is a reasonable number of attack power. 3C comes anyway. I think this may give a little bit of healing depending on the weapon carried. A clock gets triggered, which is very sad, but still very good because Himiko currently cannot really get anywhere. I think the maximum she can get is here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 2, 2, 2. So the timing of everything is very, very perfect. The only shame is your puzzle is too far away, but that's something that Florencia can try to fix. And of course you have your own painting skill, so the question is, do you paint like this half back? Do you even need to? I don't think so. So maybe it's just time to move forward. And you give puzzle rush, and then he can get 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. He can go all the way here, drop the AoE here, or here, and affect a ridiculous amount of units. The only shame of this position, you know what, there's no shame in this position. It is the correct position. Oh my god, a rush here. Did not expect that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it even that good? Is there really any need to do this? Okay. This doesn't really do much. Actually, it does a lot. It opens the terrain for Julia to attack. This is the one thing I didn't like about this position. Because Julia got Gospel, she cannot even get the T-buff. So I would say that this juggler is quite in trouble. Not sure if dead, because the magic defense is still at 700. But it's gonna hurt if it's not a kill. Oh my god. It's because the troops not being magical gives Juggler the happiest day of his life. Okay, time for some AoE. I think I would start with Liko. Liko 3C here is gonna be huge. It's a healing that you obviously need on your Juggler. It's Mega debuff and AoE. Still have a clock here, but this terrain is already painted, so you don't really lose anything by doing that. I think I would have loved to see a rush on Bozel instead. There's nothing that Landius could not have done from this position, but Bozel right now could have deployed an AoE on Julia, which is really huge and something you want to do. But hey, there is still enough faction points to put this on Bozel too. So here we go, here's the rush. I would have loved to see this, of course, turn 1, but what can you do? The damage on Julia also starts stacking up. And if you let Bozel take this position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then Julia is actually connecting Himiko. This map, getting trapped in this map is the worst. Okay, it goes. The attack of Julia does not even get a kill. I think I would have gone with the unicorns anyway. If you know you have your own Oldius, you should not be afraid of tiles, tile painting. Okay. So then comes the question, do you try to use your Juggler one last turn? Well, if you do, then Oldius can move away and use 3C, so you kinda don't want that. I think it may be time for Bozel. Or, of course, 3C and get some heal. But no, it is Bozel time. I think I would have preferred to go for a Bozel here, in case you have the Soul Stealer headdress. You go for a silence on Hobo. Did not get the silence, but look at the amount of defense. I love Bozel for that. But yeah, you didn't get a silence. This unit, if it acts, it basically almost dies, but it doesn't die, so yeah. Do you just pass the turn with Liana? Is that something you can do? I mean, you could also just attack with Himiko, but you're in danger by letting people survive. I really think I would have preferred the 3C. Okay, Juggler gets killed. And you take all the damage in the world and you die. Okay, now it is an excellent time. It's an excellent time for Liko to 3C. Yep. Oh, even gets to Himiko. That is huge. That is huge indeed. Extra fixed damage at the end of action. That's kinda big too. Sadly, all of the debuffs that you put with Bozil are cleaned, but what can you do? Liana now is capable of healing. A shame because that silence was very tasty. Okay, heals. And that's the thing, right? Right now you don't really want to ruin your painted field. So probably you want to just attack into land use. A little bit ugly, but your troops will recover out of it. Yeah, and I don't know... okay, never mind. I know why the attack was not done at range. It's because... at least in melee he has only 30% chance to defend against it. But in range he always has the chance to use the skill. How much is the reduction? 20? 15% range damage. So you have 100% of 50% chance of 15% reduction, or 30% chance for 30% reduction. There's a clock trigger, so another Himiko will go, and I don't know, this land use could absolutely try to kill Liko, but immunity to fixed damage really made a difference. So who will go? I don't think there was a clock on Florencia, so I don't really expect a heal here. Julia can absolutely eat anyone, so I think I would go for Bozil's Earthquake. You want to kill this Himiko, and this is really a prime opportunity to do so. Maybe you even get some cool stuff like a debuff block here on Julia. That would be great. A buff block. Another opportunity where sleep would have been amazing. Or flying. But it's all good. I think Fresh Prince has a very clear view of what he wants to do here. So Olyu still has one more life. Heal. I don't know if I love this one. It allows Himiko to do a lot of things. It allows Liana to heal. I don't like it. I do not like it. Also, what's the point in healing? Yeah, exactly. When you eat this. Okay, at least Earthquake will still hit everyone. But you really need that silence on Liana. Now that you know that Liana can be silenced, you need that to trigger again. I don't think Liko has anything remaining, so to me this sounds like an Earthquake time. I would have loved to see an Earthquake first. I think killing Himiko would have been an absolute key move. And now Himiko is completely out of range. Even though there's a silence, it can easily be healed back, cleansed back, whatever back. It's very hard right now. Very difficult. So you put a heal on Julia. Julia doesn't even need a heal. All you need is an AoE. Not sure that heal with Florencia was a good idea. Just gives a huge opportunity. And I actually did not see if there was any clock. But yeah. Here goes the first kill. Goodbye, Liko. It was nice to meet you. There's actually nothing you can do other than push people back and basically cleanse the enemy for their stuff. So that's kinda cute for them. And Himiko can still move 4, so there's really not much you can do. I mean, you could try to block something yourself, but really, Bozil cannot even move. Why is Bozil? Bozil is debuffed because of Himiko. Yep. That is how brutal this is. I don't think I like that Florencia move. I think Fresh Prince had the match with another AoE from Bozil. Please remember, Earthquake has a ridiculous 0.4 multiplier. So, on terms of damage, you would have absolutely gotten it done. everything you ever wanted. And now what do you do? I guess the only thing you can do is really plant. I guess you could attack with Aldius into Julia, because Julia has now Breeze, so she can reach anywhere she wants. And Bozel, I mean, you could try to attack with Bozel, but I don't think you can go through a fully healed Julia who will also hit you. Actually, you know what? He's immune. Still, don't see it happening. But yeah, a little bit unlucky for Fresh Prince. He got literally no clocks. Which would have been quite useful for sure. I think the turns did not line up for Fresh Prince, so it's probably not going to happen the way he wanted. I guess it could be said that that choice not to Earthquake to get rid of Himiko could have been a mistake, but there's even an act again delay just to make sure that all turns pass, and of course that everything is brought back online. New faction buff. At the very least, a lot of the debuffs from Himiko are now gone, and the heals will keep coming, but this Julia will just destroy everyone. Here she goes again. First life, goodbye. Second life goes to Landius. I would consider this over, but I think Fresh Prince wants to fight it until the very end. Goodbye, Aldius. It was nice to meet you. And Himiko can easily move into position. Let's see. He still wants to go for it. At least the damage is probably not enough. Heal comes, of course, from Liana. And the deal is sealed. Fresh Prince concedes. Quite a shame. I think that the tactic was correct. I only saw... I mean, it's very easy to say that there were mistakes from here. I'm not on the finals of a season. But I think not having rushed that Bozel and not having attacked with Bozel when the timing was possible would not even have mattered if you had clock or not. It was the right opportunity at which to engage. Of course, it's a lot easier with my practice as a rush player, but I think Fresh Prince was executing exactly as needed. So he got really, really close. I would love to see some replacements here. I don't think you need... Rian is quite good though. I don't think you need Liko anymore. I think you want to get some of your normal gameplay power back. I still don't like Florencia here. Like, I know that Hilda is normally a first ban, and if you ever had Hilda and Florencia, you would be really happy. But she's not performing the things that Fresh Prince probably wants to do. And of course, the again was very important for Lukcid, but getting an again with Florencia without faction buff, very tricky. You basically give up on every other command that she has, because you need all the talents and then all the AoEs. And clock, maybe, if you're lucky. Alright, so we move on to game 3. very solid gameplay from Lukcid. And a full box change once again for Fresh Prince. It's very interesting when you start moving those boxes so much because you throw the opponent off. Rosalia makes an appearance, and Rosalia is the signaling that if you don't have a tank, someone is gonna disappear on turn 1. So it is very recommended that people take care of this. If you have a tank also, make sure that it's moved in the right position. Because both Rosalia and Leon have this very curious thing where they can really reach the opponent on turn 1. So if someone is undefended, you may just choose to trade 1-1. Okay, Hilda's ban go immediately. First pick of Albedo. It's very curious. I think I do like the dog in this map too. There are water ties here that you can stay in. But with the threat of SP Elwyn there, you need someone with revives. And honestly, the tech from Lukcid was very solid last time. For SP Elwyn and melee units, so infantry units. It actually took the life of Albedo in one hit, so there was that. So I think what you want to do in this situation is you want to remove everyone who could bypass the guard of Albedo. Yeah, exactly. Because the main thing your Albedo can do is take hits. Take hits like crazy. So after getting rid of the most obvious bypassers, you kinda want to get rid of Mariel and Kimiko and Alien Rod. But we will see what happens. I don't think you want to remove them super early, but you want to make sure that they're not staying around for too long. And the Mariel pick makes things harder. I think SP Elwyn now has to go. You cannot allow Mariel and SP Elwyn. So I think SP Elwyn and Rosenciel is probably the safest options. Oh, SP Elwyn and Kimiko. Okay, that's also very solid. I guess you know that opponent is gonna have a healer, so I'm just always in my rush mentality, of course. The thing I like about banning one healer is that you're asking the opponent to pick a healer or lose them all, and that's quite a heavy question. You end up with one extra ban, if you know what I mean, right? So right now you got rid of Himiko and you got rid of SP Elwyn, but in the other case, if they had picked Himiko, which you kinda get rid of, you get rid of all the healers, which is a huge change to the dynamic of the game. Ares versus Ares. First one to blink dies. Ooh, a Deedlit pick. Haven't seen that in a while. We see two sources of buffing. Deedlit can probably give Albedo the damage resistance it needs. So the only key would be to get rid of Mariel before she can snipe an opponent. I've learned recently that Mariel's way to dodge guard is by having her first attack actually guarded. So if you can somehow position your Albedo so that she's the only target for Mariel, you can maybe save a little bit on that. Very interesting juggler follow-up. Florencia to make sure that the buffs keep coming. And a Rosenciel to keep the heals up. So all AoE will now lose meaning. I guess you are kinda always interested in bringing 3C. But this Ares is most certainly single target. What's interesting is the interaction possibilities between Deedlit and Juggler. If Deedlit is around with her conversion aura to forest, Juggler is not considered in water for some of the effects, and that's super dangerous in some cases, because you kinda expect... Wait, it's only on friendly, right? Never mind. Yep. Never mind. In that case, Juggler will be safely in water. But what you could do to yourself, as a teachable moment that I learned on my own, If you have a Deedlit with her aura activated, your juggler may not be considered in water for some effects. And this make it your juggler killed, because sometimes juggler without water just dies. I can absolutely see Tensika destroying juggler in one hit though. So that is something that we'll have to keep an eye on. Ah, there we go. Backup time all the way back to full. Oh, I did not see this coming, of course. There are too many units here that can benefit from this. Actually, is Albedo actually... You know what? I'm gonna check because I forgot. I know Albedo is time and dark. But does she have a third? I do not know. Let's check. Albedo. Yes, Albedo is Tensei. Oh my god. I did not see that coming. Phew, I forgot about that entirely. So here it is. The very rare faction buff Ares. That does mean he is single target then, so nothing crazy about that. Okay, offers a target for Ares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. But of course Ares wouldn't jump in just like that, especially if he's AoE Ares. You want to do something else with your turn. Triton is up and there's no Dispel threatening this. Yeah, the faction buff was too needed, but obviously a little bit of a shame. Teleport self for the soul.
Empress Guard on Albedo, that's pretty smart I think. Will mean that Mariel might lose a ton of HP for her first attack since she's using Lancers.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, so... Mariel wants to attack, of course, but Albedo is so tough. You know what? You may be super onto something, Misakato. Thank you. So here's the trick for Albedo. If you attack into Albedo, you are in for a world of hurt. A fully buffed Albedo on the defense, you kinda should consider it as a lead-in, and of course a melee attack into a lead-in, we all know that it means doom and destruction. There may even be some interest on the turn where Albedo will get hit to put the battle rush here, because even the troops will deal a lot of counter damage. And okay, so they're not fully leveled. That's very interesting. But that it is. I am not sure why did Tensika...
Not level 10 LOL.
Yeah, they're not level 10. But I'm not sure why Tensika used teleport so early. I don't think there was a need to be into that position. Is casting a spell even interesting? Oh, I don't think so. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused about that. Oh my god, it's really funny that Tensika's act again depends on a passive. I actually really never noticed that. But yeah, Tensika, very very strong unit. And I'm pretty sure the engagement will not happen until a few turns have passed. Mariel still has very very short legs that are hard to overcome. And this Ares passing so early, it's a little bit of a grunt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wonder if this is a bait attempt. Oh, it's also the double tanking. So this particular build allows you to always have a tank skill up. So even on the turn where this would normally run out, you can do Walls of Jericho again and keep things going. The only bad thing is Walls of Jericho does not have a transformation, so you don't have this reduction skill, I think. Am I wrong? Yeah, you don't exactly have it, but you have a tiny self buff in case. You don't
Now
have
I
faction
cheer
buff.
even more for Albedo.
Yes, Albedo for the win. Alright, Ares currently has all the moves that exist in the world, which means it's probably an interesting idea to move.
For Prince.
You cheer for Prince, yes, that makes sense. Sensica lets a turn go. What is the teleport cooldown? 2 rounds, that means next round. So there's still another rotation. I'm not sure what was the need to use that, but here we are. I think I would have also preferred... Never mind. There's a breeze on Mario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yeah, you gotta stay safe from this. Very scary. But you know what? Ares could bring everyone back in range. I'm not sure I love this, because a follow-up with Dogo is also possible. But to be fair, if anyone can bring you back from being hit in AoE, is Didlit and Florencia. Especially with a really faction buff Florencia. But yeah, the finals of Season 6 contain an Ares with faction buff. Who would have thought? I'll try to remember this trick, it's pretty cool. For every 1 enemy within 3 blocks, you deal more damage. It's quite a bizarre faction. Oh wait, up to 4. Whew. I think this may be the highest damage increase from any faction buff. It's quite big. You could try to cycle cooldown with Delete, but then you get rid of your own ghost spell. I'm not sure you want that. You could also 3C with Florencia. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just because. You could do it from here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And only hit Mariel. So that's interesting. Oh, will he go in, or is this just moving around? Goes in for the damage. Wow. Oh my god, the destruction. Wow. I mean, yeah. It is basically troop counter, almost, you could say, and hero counter. When battling demons, very specific. Not sure why he didn't bring the normal royal cavalry. That's a choice, and the choice was made. Yeah, but the thing is, now Ares can absolutely kill this Didlit. Actually, can he?
Templars are generally pretty good against unicorns since they have Heim Def.
Well, did not quite work out this time. But yeah, magic defense increases. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, here comes Miracle. Do you even 3C to try to keep your Didlit alive? That is kinda cute, right?
I think Royals would get 1 tick.
Royals would get 1 tick too? Interesting. Wait, is Royals reduction physical only? I forgot about that. I'm not a Landius player. I usually ignore Landius because I'm using AoE all day. Alright, there is the 3C. Deals any amount of damage that can be counted.
Royals only physical reduction.
Okay, Royals is only physical. But more importantly, heals Didlit and gets a clock. And at this point has so many things that you kinda want to use it, so I guess you rush someone here. Maybe you rush Albedo. That's probably a smart idea. Oh, she's already rushed. You rush Ares? just someone go. Yeah, battle support. More damage on those troops. But actually, it's even lost immediately. She goes to 10. Oh my god, what do I do with this? I want to use again twice. Actually, maybe that would have been a better idea. To give an again here, and then an again on the next turn. And then again, and again, and again. But yeah, you have first turn anyway, so you may be waiting until someone dies before you do just turn again. Just like that. But yeah, right now I don't see Ares killing this Diglett right away. But maybe I'm wrong. We will see. After all, this is just normal attack Ares, and honestly, oh, went all the way in. Okay, that makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. Oh, he's getting some kills. Oof. Oof, that was ridiculously close. Ridiculously close. Oh my god. And Dogo can follow up, so you have to heal something. Ah, you got damage down. Attack down here. Oh my god, this is big. I still think you go for Florencia's heal. I don't think you can afford doing anything else. Like you're only... It's not even a good option. Never mind. Yeah. You go for the AoE. At least the dog cannot get everywhere. I think. And the dog has no faction buff, right? Yeah. And the dog doesn't even have a defense buff, which would give the extra damage when doing the AoE jump. 1, 2, 3.
Wanna become famous? Buy followers and viewers on https://clck.ru/.
Wanna become banned?
Big follows com.
Oh my god, banning people. Spam, spam, spam. What? Okay, the person has been blocked. It took 10 years. I feel like someone disappeared. Florencia. Florencia did indeed disappear. Yeah. But you still have your Diglett, so you kinda want to rescue her as much as you can, as best as you can. So... how can you even do this? If you move here... yeah, see, this... I don't think I like that, because I think there was this option to do basically the same idea, where you go here, teleport Diglett away next to you, and then you act again, and then you move back and attack Juggler. I don't know what is going on in this game. Oh my god, that is an opportunity to move for Diglett. I think Ares is absolutely capable of attacking into Juggler. I say this mainly because he has the regen buff, so he's able to do that if he wants. Yep. I think I would have loved to see moving back one tile, but maybe he's actually going here for... yeah, no. He was just going forward. Gets a little bit of damage on the Juggler. Grabs a few people away. Will not be able to move back, I think. So, not sure I like these choices. It's just so much healing. Okay, he was able to move back. But Diglett is very dead here. One way or another, Diglett is just dead. So yeah, the teleport back with Light of Genesis is a trick that we have seen from the Chinese servers actually. Maybe not in the finals, but I think this would have been the correct move to do. Not sure if that was necessary. But you know what, it's free damage, so who's gonna complain? Lets you get to a forest. And 1, 2, yeah. Gospel? Was Sea of Miracles used? I am so confused. I am supremely confused. I don't remember seeing Sea of Miracles being used. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But hey, Tensika can still take this game away if you let her.
Yet I think it was used when Deedlit charged into attack.
I see, it started with a miracle. Okay, I understand. Okay, you try to get the juggler, but it doesn't work out. Do you even heal yourself with this? Yes, a little bit. Ah, not looking good. Can Landius even cross?
Think Lukcid can just stall now.
Yeah, and now it's completely over. Quite the shame. Quite the shame. I think
it's over.
Yeah.
Without healer.
I think a few tricks would have been amazing. Okay, Mario is dead.
And Mariel can snipe.
Well, Mario cannot do anything anymore, but that Ares is very dead. I think a few mistakes were done, and Fresh Prince had absolutely the chance to win, but the nerves that you get when playing finals, I cannot even begin to explain this. But let's check some things out. In any case, well, before we check things out, Lukcid, congratulations on being the champion of Season 6. Well fought battles. I hate you because you make me lose money, but we were actually betting on having a win no matter what, so thank you very much for your games. Let's look into game 2. Okay, so we skip this. Can we skip game? Is that a thing? I think I have to do this, right? Oh, skip this. Okay. Lose, then go to the next game. Then we skip again. Okay, so we come here. Okay, so there. So the damage that Himiko takes, 63, come on, show me again, 63, 88, 84, to 28. That's the 3,500 damage. And if we look here, it would not have been a kill. I mean, of course it could have been maybe silences and who knows what, but may not have been a kill, maybe with a crit. Let's see, was this a crit actually on Himiko? Not a crit, so maybe the RNG would have been different and you would have gotten a crit, and thus the kill. So interesting, very close call. In any case, did not lead to the win, but very, very close. And if we look at this match, please skip again. I'm very confused about the teleport that started at the beginning. I really didn't want to play everything out. I wonder if actually you would have wanted to start spamming again on your units, because you have so many battle strategies to come in your way. Okay, so round 2.
Not bringing Noble Charge feels strange.
Yeah, right? I mean, Noble Charge is there. I think you mean the other one. No, yeah, you mean Noble Charge, the single target damage. Yeah. Okay, so Sea of Miracles, there it is. Yeah, that makes sense. Then goes to the attack and gets an absolute destructive kill. Okay, so now we move on to this round, which was very difficult. The dog does this. I wonder if there was a position 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I wonder if actually it would have been a better idea to move back here. I don't think the dog would have reached 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, yes, he would have reached anyway. But yeah, the absolutely random Wind Whisper attack down may have been enough to get the kill on Florencia, which is very, very sad. And then the other thing that I wanted to see is right here. Oh, she cannot move, of course, because of yeah. This is kind of what I hate about the observer mode. We could not see that she actually could not move. Of course, I could have known because of the debuff, but this is the reason why there was no teleport to rescue Diglett. Wow, Diglett could have just moved back. Huh. I'm very impressed that this was not the action. I think if I had known that Diglett could just move back like this, it would have been my choice immediately. No questions asked. Ooh, very tricky. But then there is no one. Albedo is not guarding. Oh my god, the layers of.
Tenacious Rope just rated the channel with
the
2
layers
viewers.
of complicated decisions. No wonder there was a teleport then here. Everything was very hard. So there was a teleport and then an attack. It could have been a kill, but did not want to be one. Okay, then. Yeah, right, and then it doesn't matter where you go because you are no longer in guardable range, right? Huh? Why not immediately run away then to here? Oh my god, this game is so...
Sorks without 100% is a lot of damage lost.
Yeah, yes it is. That's also why I'm surprised that the run was not done to this position. Yeah, and then actually by using Ares, you doomed your Diglett entirely. Because then land use blocks here. Yeah. I know that the finals bring a lot of nerfs and it makes life really, really hard. But I think there were some better moves to be done in this game. Honestly, the Ares of Lukcid, of course, has a ridiculous amount of damage. And yours does not even get a skill because you are bringing the faction buff. I love the idea of bringing the faction buff. This was a crazy good move. But there was no utilization of such faction buff on everyone else. Like, there was nothing Albedo did in particular. And I'm not sure if Walls of Jericho was the right choice here. Not even sure if Albedo was the right choice, but that's fine. But really, not retreating with this Diglett for further damage in the future, that's really tricky. I know that Mariel is constantly threatening to do something about this, but Mariel is coming anyway, so there's really not much you can do. I guess in this situation, it even could have made more sense to go in and attack this land use before you get attacked. I'm not sure. Oh, the cat says hello. In any case, the matches were incredible. They went up to the very bitter end, and congratulations once again to Lukcid for his Season 6 win. In that case, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed the stream, and I will see you on the next time. Maybe when there's a new season and we get to fight again with our team. Bye bye!